Like, I can't handle these internet problems. They're killing me. It only happens when I stream. Apparently streaming is too much for my computer. Anyway, hello everybody. Okay, I believe we're back on. I am gonna have to start over again because I only did like 3 minutes of content. So, hello everybody, welcome to Seduce Me. Let's just jump back into it. We're gonna be seducing Sam. We're gonna name the main character Izzy because Pep wanted. That's what Pep wanted. She wanted to have Anderson named after her when we romanced Sam. So we're just gonna go through all the same stuff we did before in our original playthrough. If you're watching this and you haven't watched my playthrough of James's route, I would suggest doing so because we're skipping through all the story we've already seen. Mac and cheese and a soda. There's our dad smacking us across the face. Naomi's right, Suzu, ya butt face. We'll try to push the issue between what's wrong with our father and the grandfather. Again, we know now, thanks to trying to fight off Malix and gaining some magical powers in Eric's route. Okay, so, I'll go through this again. I promised that Anderson would be not so much of a nice girl, getting herself get walked on all the time in Sam's route. And that's absolutely what we're going to do. However, we cannot hit him if we want to romance him, so we're just going to ask him for an apology. So this is a quick scene. Let's go through this again really quick. You should at least apologize. That would suffice. As if to himself, he muttered something under his breath.
Why do I always look like the bad guy? Apologies aren't my forte, but I'll try my best. Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Sorry about what?
I'm sorry for kissing you like that. I went too far.
Yeah, you're damn right you did. He sighed and ran his fingers through his hair.
I didn't mean for it to turn out that way. It's just, I act on impulse, okay? It's difficult to control myself and... What am I saying?
It's okay. I get what you're trying to say. Thank you for the apology.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so here's a warning she knows about Taekwondo. We're gonna jump up and protect ourselves this time. I instantly jumped up and grabbed a pillow, covering myself with it. I felt stupid, yes, but who knew what this guy could do? Do your worst. This time I'm prepared. Yeah, he's like, what the fuck? He didn't move. I guessed that he wasn't going to attack me. Sorry. Okay, yeah, and that's the same thing. Our idea of defending ourselves against Damien apparently is like throwing a pillow in front of us and just being like, you can't hurt me! It worked out great. Alright, we've chosen this before, but the not so nice thing is to say, you can have it.
I appreciate the thought, but no thanks.
Yo, that thing that he created is creepy as hell. It's a crazy bunny with a knife in its hand, alright? Alright, this is,
I'm all ears if you wish to tell.
Talking about what's going on with our life. So, why not? We'll say sure. This is us talking about moving here and blah, blah, blah. Be cool or smack him. Okay, we are going to be a little bit of a meaner Anderson, so we are going to smack him.
No! That's going to sting.
Sorry, I panicked.
No, I was expecting that.
I drew my attention back to the dishes. I was both intrigued and slightly scared by the amount of food they made. So that's the only difference, is we literally slap Eric for being flirtatious and overwhelming. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, a Cookie, Matthew's face in that scene is pretty amazing. His faces are like the best in this game. Alright, here's us thinking about our grandpa, chatting. Okay, so this is when they're stuffing their faces and we're laughing. I almost couldn't hold my laughter in, so I didn't. Yeah, that green one, I believe, is Sam's. Okay, we've done this before because we did that in Eric's. So you guys have seen that before. Okay, so Suzu and Naomi running into the guys. The first time we did this, we said they're visitors. The second time, we said they're in your head, just to see what would happen. So now let's go with the third option, which is they're my brothers.
They're your brothers? Since when did you have brothers?
Yeah, really. They're best friends. Why would you ever think that them being your brothers would ever make a difference? It was no use. There was no time to lie to them. I felt helpless. Okay, yeah. So that's the only difference, is they're just like your brothers, really? Alright, so obviously if we're romancing the one of the the incubi, we're going to stay and help around the house.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we're sure it's our party. We can help out. And since we're going for Sam, we're going to go help Sam clean up the front yard. So let's get to know Sam a little better, shall we? I walked out of the front yard to see Sam not cleaning, but doing slow motions with his hands and arms. He was doing Tai Chi, a form of martial arts I'd previously learned aside from Taekwondo. Yeah, apparently Anderson's like some goddamn kung fu master. I don't even know. I think it's interesting that she did that. It sounds like something her father wouldn't really let her do. I don't know. However, he wasn't cleaning, which made me cross my arms and glare at him. Aren't we supposed to be cleaning the front yard?
You were taking too long. I already finished cleaning.
What? I looked around the front and noticed that the windows were polished, the weeds were pulled and tossed out from the sidewalk, and the lamps were wiped down, and the stairs were swept. God damn, Sam, what the hell? He really did finish cleaning. We literally disbanded a mere minute ago, though. Oh, I wonder what his little special ability is, you guys. Wow, you work fast. Sam didn't respond. He kept his eyes closed and continued to do his Tai Chi. For a guy who wanted to be a badass, I would have imagined him doing hard workouts or karate moves for practice. Tai Chi was not what I expected out of him. I stood there, wondering what to do. Shall we join him, or shall we leave him alone? Obviously, we're going to join him. Yeah, there we go. I remained quiet as I stood beside him and began to move along with his movements. He was going slow, so it was easy to follow along.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
This isn't supposed to be fun, okay? It's actually supposed to be difficult.
I know. Sam opened an eye to look at me without breaking his motions before closing it and continuing. I followed along flawlessly, keeping up to his speed. It was very relaxing until I managed to trip over my feet and land on Sam. Of course.
Oof! Hey! Watch it!
Sorry! I had landed on top of Sam, staring eye to eye with him. Sam and I couldn't stop blushing, nor did either of us move from the ground. I could hear my heart pound against his chest. Sam didn't move a muscle, but just stared up at me in embarrassment. I eventually moved up off of him and brushed myself off with a large blush on my face. Sam sat up and rubbed his head.
Man, watch where you're going next time.
I nodded. He stood up and looked at me for a moment. I could see in his eyes that he was concerned if I was okay, but he refused to ask. I smiled before walking back into the house. I heard him sigh before I walked out of earshot. Okay, so that's basically what happens is we awkwardly try to kind of get on his level, and it's just bad. Also, let's try to completely choose terrible things during this party. Like, we're just going to make ourselves out of an ass. Like, as an ass. It's going to happen. Am I ready? To be honest, no. I didn't feel confident at all. Something about tonight frightened me. I couldn't tell if it was the fear of my dad or the guests that Dad surely invited, but something about tonight's party left me beyond nervous. The other boy smiled assuringly at me, which made me feel a little better about everything. I looked at my phone and marked the time. Almost right on cue, the doorbell rang. Yeah. She's sweating, man. Okay,
So, how do you feel living on your own at such a young age?
Could be...
So...
Could be better, to be
I'm
honest.
so sorry about your grandfather passing away. It really hit all of us hard.
Sorry, I don't
Do
want to
you
talk
have
about
college plans?
that. Actually, I got a better one. Excuse me, I
Do
need
you
to
have
go.
college plans?
Do you have college plans? College, I don't need that. We are bombing the shit out of this. I felt like the questions came up one after another. It was tough to answer some of them because they weren't about me. They were about the company.
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has passed?
Don't ask me, I have no
What do you
freaking
think
clue.
of the philanthropic policy the company has?
If it were up to me, I'd be more
Do
concerned
you
with
think the
making
company
profits.
should expand from just toys?
I'm gonna leave now. Eventually, we're terrible, you guys.
Honey.
Oh, this is Andrew. We're gonna simply nod to him. We're not romancing Andrew this time around. We're not gonna say anything.
I apologize if
Stay put. Alright, Dad's gonna yell at us.
he's
That's because...
Alright, let's see. What did I do?
I overheard your conversation with our guests. You were stumbling as much as Lewis did.
But I
don't want to hear excuses.
Yeah.
All right. Your mother and I...
Same thing, basically. It seems like it's very similar if you just botch the questions. Fuck off! We're gonna tell Malik stuff. Fuck off! Malik suddenly laughed wildly, staring at me in disbelief.
Whoa! Who let the bitch out of her cage? What is this? A reverse harem or something?
BAM! Goes the fourth wall. Malik's grinned at me evilly, walking close to me. Run! All of a sudden, I felt a hand grip my hair. Yeah, this is the same thing as
Hey,
last time.
let her go!
Sam! Eric!
Yeah, this is the same thing of them pulling us away from them. Ladybug Queen's here! Hello! Welcome! So good to see you. Okay. So last time we worked on homework. Last time we explored the house, which is something that you want to do if you want to be able to fight Malik's off on your own, but we've already done that, so there's no need to go through it again. I want to show off the scenes where each guy comes to rescue you because you get an idea of what their powers are like. So we're going to do the third option. We're going to make some coffee. I decided making coffee was my best bet in surviving the rest of the day. Why not? I haven't had coffee in forever. I got out of bed and made my way to the kitchen, unconcerned that I was in pajama pants and a tank top. I rummaged through the cabinets for a coffee machine and any makings for coffee. Surely my grandfather had some. A French press? Well, it's better than nothing. As I began to make my coffee, I checked my email and texts on my phone. No new important emails, no text messages. I sighed. I quickly made my coffee just how I liked it and sat on the counter. But then, I began to wonder, would this happen every day? I let the question linger in my mind. For a whole morning, I didn't think once about the boys or Malik's. Everything was peaceful. Everything was average. Nothing magical or dangerous or unusual. I simply drank my coffee as I let the thought marinate in the back of my mind. Okay, so then we turned to bed. So we kind of just have a little bit of a moment of music. Okay, so we said to don't disturb them. This time we're going to disturb them. Hey! 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 All at once, the boys looked at me, frozen in their movements. I just stood at the doorway, staring at them after my outburst. James was the first to break away from the group, stepping towards me.
Good morning. We apologize if we woke you up.
No, it's fine. I've been awake for a while now. Sorry I interrupted.
It's quite all right. We needed to stop anyway. We don't want to overwork Sam.
Oh, come on, I can handle more than those pity punches.
Your mind seems grateful that we've stopped.
Yo, Damien with the mind reading.
Shut up, Damien.
Oh crap, we should probably make some lunch. I'm sure you're starving.
I can handle lunch if you like. You all seem to be very busy training to beat Malik's. I'll take care of it today.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah, why not? I'm not useless. I know how to cook and do other stuff too.
Well, no, I wasn't insinuating.
What he means to say is that we'd be really grateful if you could make lunch today.
No problem. That's alright, Ladybug Queen. What's up? As I turned to the kitchen, the boys went back to training. They seemed very determined to get better and to become stronger. Yes, okay, so we're gonna make lunch. We made simple chicken and rice and pizza before, so let's go with cold cut sandwiches. Because why not? I assembled simple ham sandwiches for all of us. After I poured some potato chips on the side of each sandwich, I felt satisfied. Who said lunch had to be cooked? I'd be good with that. I eat ham sandwiches on a fairly regular basis for lunch. I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried the dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Here we go. Who do we want to go? Find one of the incubi. Obviously, we're going to... Okay, we're obviously going to find Sam. I sighed, knowing that I would have to search for them in each room. I turned to head down the west hall before I suddenly bumped into an opening door, face first. Ah!
Whoa! What the?
I quickly stepped back, regaining my balance on my feet with the food in my hands. The last thing I wanted was food on the floor. I shook my head and looked up in surprise to see Sam staring at me from behind the door in surprise. Being that I only saw his face, he was wet, so I assumed the door led to a bathroom he was exiting from.
Oh, crap. Are you alright?
Yeah, I brought food. What the hell? Why did I say that? I shook my head and acted like I knew what I said. Sam raised an eyebrow before looking at the food I brought.
Oh, hey. Thanks.
Yeah. Sam is shirtless, you guys. As Sam stepped out from behind the bathroom door and closed it, I was suddenly face to face with a shirtless and freshly clean Sam. A simple towel was hanging over his shoulders, and he looked to me as I remained frozen, unable to tear my eyes from the sight. Damn, he was ripped.
Hey, you alright? Hello?
Yeah, he was ripped. What? Sam let a sly smirk appear on his lips before tapping my forehead with his finger. It was light, but I still felt pressure from it to push me back a bit on my feet.
You gonna give me my food, or do you plan to keep staring into space like a nut job?
Oh, Sam, you ladies, man, you... I have no idea. Huh? Oh, right, here. I quickly gave Sam his food, glaring at him. He chuckled softly before quickly dropping to the floor and crossing his legs to sit. I did a double take down at him before joining him to eat. I was hungry, so might as well. Sam must have been hungry because he practically scarfed all of his food down before I could get 2 bites out of mine. Jeez, you eat fast.
Sorry. It was good, yeah.
Thanks. Sam sat in silence, waiting for me to finish. It was odd. It was not far from having a dog watching while you ate. Nevertheless, I finished my food quicker than I normally did and looked to Sam, who'd somehow got his shirt and vest on while I wasn't looking. Damn, he was fast. Yeah! They're driving the point home if you haven't figured out what his power is yet.
Alright then. I'm heading up to the roof.
Roof? Roof? He was heading to the roof? Why? What? The roof?
Yeah. Wanna come with?
Hold on, he wanted me to join him? On the roof? The roof of a huge mansion? How? Why?
I promise you won't fall, or whatever. Okay?
Oh god, guys, should we go up on the roof with him? Obviously we're going up on the roof with him. Okay. I didn't know why I was up for this, but I said okay. The small, adventurous side of me was very happy with my decision, but another side of me was screaming at me, asking me why I did that. Sam took the empty dishes and placed them on a nearby stand before walking to a nearby window and looking to me. Wait, a window?
Come on.
I walked towards Sam, unsure of what he wanted to do. As I stepped to his side, he wrapped a tight arm around my waist and hugged me against his side. Whoa!
Better hold on tight.
I instantly wrapped my arms around Sam as he opened the window and stepped up onto the ledge. I could feel him tighten his grip on me as he looked up and grabbed the end of the roof with his free hand. I remember the roof scenes. I gripped tightly to him as he somehow was able to pull both of us up to the roof with that one hand. He lifted me to the roof first before pulling himself up and sitting with a content sigh.
See? I told you I wouldn't let you fall.
Yeah. I sat up beside Sam, trying to shake off whatever had happened. He was a demon. I had to remember that no matter how human he looked. Yeah, it's inhuman strength there.
Pretty sight, huh?
Yeah, it's a very pretty scene, actually. I love the sunset, and it's very pretty. I raised my eyebrow before looking ahead of us. I gasped. The sight was truly beautiful. The estate was settled on a high hill, so the view I saw made me feel like I was flying. I could see Chicago in the distance, surrounded by forests and suburbs, like the one I resided in. Something about the sight took my breath away. I silently thanked my adventurous side for taking the risks to come up here.
You know, it's things like this that make the human world worth coming to.
And here we're ready. Here's the softer side of Sam, you guys. This is why he's probably the most popular character in this game. I turned to Sam at his statement, unsure of what he meant. He kept his eyes to the view, but I could see very soft amazement in his eyes. What do you mean?
I'm not like my brothers. I didn't come to get away from anything or to fulfill something. Whatever they may tell you their reasons were, I came because, well, they're my brothers. And that's that. However, I didn't expect the human world to be so pretty.
This game, Ladybug Queen, is called Seduce Me. I'm skipping through a bunch of parts because we've already played through this game on this channel once before. So I'm skipping past all the parts we've already done to go through the different story routes. I didn't understand. The brothers were running from more than just Malix? What could possibly have driven them from where they were? Well, we already know that because we played this game a couple times over. Cookie, you all ran from something?
We all had our reasons for leaving the Abyssal Plains. James didn't want to deal with his problems. Matthew wanted to live with humans more than demons. I came because I didn't want to be without my brothers. So I left with them.
That's rather sweet if you think about it. All of these guys are cute. Ladybug Queen, he is.
It doesn't matter. I came, so here I am.
I frowned and bit my lips slightly. I wasn't sure if he even wanted to be here with how he was answering. Still, I felt a small wave of confidence drive me to scoot closer to Sam. I wanted to try and be friends. Fate didn't like that, apparently. I found myself losing my balance and wound up starting to fall off the roof. Ah!
Whoa!
Instantly, Sam grabbed me and pulled me to him. He wrapped his arms around me, making sure I wasn't able to fall back down the roof, but that wasn't what made me blush widely from ear to ear. I'd somehow landed and straddled over his lap. He was hugging me close to his chest. It was almost like a romance scene in a love story. I couldn't tear my eyes away from Sam as he stared up at me in concern.
I gotcha. You okay?
Yes, I am. Oh, here we go, guys. It's getting to be that saucy time in the game. However, I continued to look down at him as he stared up at me. Neither of us knew what to do, and I could feel that we were both lost in that fact. As we looked at each other, Sam's face grew slightly red.
Hey, I might as well say it now, but sorry for being a dick when we met.
Yeah, so he already apologized for kissing us once, but now he's apologizing for being an ass in general, which is nice. I must have been dreaming. Sam was being sincere? Why? However, as I stared, I could feel his strength weaken. He was shaking, but continued to hold me to keep me safe from falling. Sam, do you need energy? Sam's eyes widened before he looked away, refusing to answer, but refusing to let me go. I didn't feel any energy drain, so he wasn't trying to take advantage of the situation. That was it. He needed energy, but should I give it? Obviously. Obviously, we're gonna kiss him. This CG's super awesome, by the way, guys. I gently grabbed Sam's face and tilted his head to angle with mine. Leaning in close to him, I brought my lips to his and kissed him deeply. I didn't know if this would help, but it was how I got energy before. I shut my eyes, waiting for the draining feeling to reappear in my body. Sam didn't move, nor did I feel energy drained from me. I opened my eyes and saw Sam staring wide-eyed at me, but unmoving. He was unsure of what to do, and I had silenced him with confusion. I don't know why, but I felt both irritated and accomplished at the question, and at the look he was giving me. I can't speak. Where was his flirting? Where was his cocky smirk? From what I remembered, he took advantage of me when we met, yet somehow he was intimidated by me. I pulled away and spoke. I want to give you some of my energy. You used a lot of it, and I'm sure the energy you took from me was only used for healing. Let me help you. Oh, Jules, you love this game?
I mean, I don't...
Sam, if you don't want my energy, just tell me, but I'm offering it to you if you do. All of a sudden, I felt that familiar feeling of warmth run through my body once again. I felt my body slightly heat up as Sam pulled my body tighter to his. He regained his stoic gaze before speaking.
Just remember, you offered it.
Yeah. Before I knew it, Sam pulled me into a gentle but passionate kiss. Heat erupted through my body as his kiss slowly and almost timidly got deeper. Sam kept an arm around my waist while I rested my hands on his chest. The energy from my body was slowly draining from the kiss and making me feel light and warm. It was almost pitiful how comfortable and how willing I was in this situation. Yeah, this is all the same stuff from all the other kisses. Sam gently leaned back, pulling me along with him so that I was laying on top of him. I felt odd yet comfortable to be the one in control. Sam wasn't as forceful as he was when we first met, and it felt almost magical. It wasn't how I imagined the first kiss to be. It was... I can't speak. Yes, this is the music that means good stuff is happening. It was how I imagined the first kiss to be like, except with energy drain. Soon, though, the energy drain stopped and Sam gently pulled my face away to end the kiss. I stared down at him as we both panted for air. Yeah, same thing. The look in Sam's eyes, though, I almost couldn't find the strength to pull away. I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Yeah, Alright, obviously we're gonna keep going. Because we're gluttons for punishment. I opened the opportunity. I was enjoying it as much as he was. Yeah, here we go. Same thing. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey. Here we go. Stupid skip button. I could feel him pull on the tail of my bow. Yep, same thing. Same thing. Yeah. This is the same stuff from the other kiss. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I was just missing my ribbon. Let's see how we get the ribbon from Sam. Before I turned to get out of bed, though, I spotted my ribbon on the pillow beside the one I slept in. It was tied in a nice bow with a small note attached to it. I gently slipped the note from the tie and opened it to read it.
Sorry, I went a little too far.
That's all he says. Sorry, I went a little too far. You're a master of words, Sam. Alrighty. Oh, wait. Gotta go back. This is an important scene.
My name.
Sam's name. Sam gives us his real name in this scene. Your name?
My true name isn't Sam. I want you to know my real name if something happens.
His true name? What did he mean? Why was he telling me this now? Sam gently pulled me to him and leaned close to whisper in my ear.
My name is Almaris.
Almaris is his real name. This is the first time I believe we've seen it so far. As he said his name, I could feel it lock into my memory. Something in my head would make sure I would never forget it.
If you're in any danger, any time, doesn't matter when, call my name. I promise that I'll come and help you.
I stared up at Sam, unable to say anything. I could only nod in response. Sam nodded back before releasing my hand and heading into the dining room. Something told me that would be used eventually. You're damn right it will. Alright! So, this is the point that everybody has been watching this has been waiting for. We are going to jump Lizette's ass. It is time. It is time, you guys. Yeah, there's the chaos symbol. I'd had enough. Woo! I felt adrenaline rush through my body as I pounced off of the ground and rushed at Lizette. I was not going to be the only one with scrapes this time. I tackled Lizette to the ground, swiping and slapping her innocent face. She screamed in fright before trying to push me off and block my attacks.
Holy shit! Anderson! Stop it!
I wasn't listening anymore. I let my carnal need to get revenge take over as I began to pull Lizette's hair to get a better aim at her face with my free hand. I'd had enough of the bullying, the wounds, the insults. All of that was going to burn in the past as I scraped my nails and hands across Lizette's face over and over. My rebellion would be marked on her pretty face for all to see. Lizette pushed me off and scrambled to her feet, both panicked and angry at the same time. Her emotion was nowhere close to the anger I was feeling.
Are you crazy? What the hell?
I stood up very slowly, glaring daggers into Lizette's soul through her eyes. I must have had some sort of monster behind me, or maybe I looked like the monster myself. But the gaggle of girls, Lizette, and even my friends had a look of pure terror on their faces. I've had enough of you, Lizette. You obviously won't stop unless I fight back. Well, guess what? You're gonna get it. Yeah! This is happening, guys! I charged at Lizette a second time, shoving her hard against the lockers. She let out a yelp of pain as she smacked the back of her head against the metal behind her before glaring and shoving me back. As I stumbled back, Lizette readied her hands, ready to fight.
Then come on, Anderson. Show me what you've got. I bet it's not much.
I felt myself snarl in anger before raising my own fists, remembering my taekwondo. I quickly snapped onto one leg and raised the leg to get a swift kick at her head, but she blocked with her arm and stepped towards me to jab at me. She had training, not surprising. I didn't care at that moment. I bent back away from the incoming jab, re-establishing my balance as I placed both feet on the floor. Lizette threw jab upon jab at me, forcing me to block my torso and face with my arms and hands. Hit for hit, Lizette and I exchanged and defended blows with each other. It was indeed more than just a catfight. This was a vengeful duel. In my mind, all I saw was Lizette. All I wanted to do was make her stop, and if that meant beating her down, then it had to be done. We eventually gained a small crowd of people, all silent but observing the fight. My anger intensified and my hits became harder with each second that passed between us. I couldn't let her win. I wouldn't let her win. None of Lizette's girls dared to step in, apparently afraid of after seeing our skills and our individual fighting styles. Susan was held back by Naomi's arm despite both of them wanting to help me. They didn't wait long for it to end, though. Suddenly, Lizette was pulled away from me and I was pushed against the lockers by a strong force. Lizette hit the lockers as well on the opposite end of the hallway, letting out a girly grunt of pain. Yeah, so this is the first time we've seen this character, Miss Gordon. She's a pretty cool character. You only get to see her, from what I understand, if you fight Lizette. But we're about to have a pretty cool scene with her. As I looked up to see my art teacher, Miss Gordon, holding me against the lockers with a look of surprise and serious concern on her face.
Miss Anderson, what are you doing?
I looked to see Lizette being held back by Mrs. Phillips, starting to cry innocently. I knew what was going to come out of her mouth, so I tried to push Miss Gordon off to confront her. Miss Gordon, however, kept an arm wrapped around me, keeping me back. No, don't you dare start crying, Lizette! You started this!
Miss Anderson, get a hold of yourself!
What is wrong with you? What did I ever do to you? I couldn't stop the angry tears running down my face as I shouted across the hallway. Lizette and Mrs. Phillips stared in shock at my screams as Miss Gordon tightened her hold on me. I am so sick of it! Leave me alone! Eventually, I lost my energy and began to weigh down on Miss Gordon's arms, letting my sadness take over and quench my anger with tears and swelling pain. I could feel Miss Gordon hug me to her to keep me upright as Lizette sniffled and confided with Miss Phillips.
I didn't do anything to her. She just attacked me all of a sudden.
That's a lie, Lisette. You tripped her on purpose. You've always been a snobby prick to us.
Never! I gave my condolences about her grandfather's death. I try to keep everyone calm. Is that so wrong?
Oh, Lizette, you are full of shit.
You didn't even sound sincere. We know you were only pretending to be nice to spite us.
Enough. Miss White, follow me to the dean's office.
Lizette followed, wiping her eyes in feigned innocence as she knew how to play it up. I still remained still in Mrs. Gordon's arms, unable to bring myself to fight to get at Lizette again. I had done my damage. The gaggle of Lizette wannabes would make sure I became infamous around the school. I didn't care. I made my statement on Lizette's face and body, and I wasn't afraid to do it again. Yeah, Anderson can be kind of a badass if you make her that way. Miss Gordon, however, wasn't done with me.
Come with me, sweetie.
We're about to get a very special CG that you can only get if you make this decision. And it's actually a pretty sweet CG. Don't mind me, I'm getting more lemonade gummies. It's required. Okay, just don't judge me. I like lemonade gummies. I nodded and followed. My friends frowned as they watched me leave, but they headed to class without me. Miss Gordon led me to an empty classroom, which she'd claimed as hers. It looked like all of the other classrooms, but art posters lined the walls. Many of the students loved the room, but hated one thing, the mirror in the very back of the room. It was the one thing Miss Gordon loved to use against her students. With it, she was able to see who was using their phones and who was actually studying. Miss Gordon led me to the back of the room and sat me down in front of it.
What do you see?
Huh?
Tell me what you see.
I looked in the mirror and saw myself. My clothes were a little ruffled from the fight, but beyond that, I just saw me. Nothing about me seemed different than normal. I see myself.
All right. What else?
What else? I don't understand.
Do you know what I see? I see a brilliant woman who has been working her butt off to try and find herself. She just has a little bit of adversity in her way.
What does that have to do with what happened with Lisette?
Listen, don't think about Lisette right now. She's just another student who doesn't know what you're going through.
I stared at myself in the mirror, unable to tear my eyes away. She was right, but I still lingered on what happened with Lisette. I know Miss Gordon was only trying to help, but I couldn't fight the thoughts in my head. Miss Gordon gently rubbed my shoulder, snapping me from my thoughts. I looked up to see her smile down at me through the mirror.
You know, those were some pretty interesting moves. Taekwondo?
Yeah.
You'll have to show me one day.
I laughed as she hugged me gently.
Look, don't let Lisette get to you, okay? You have your own battles to face, and you can face them just fine. Instead of fighting Lisette, focus on your goals.
I looked up at her and nodded slightly. It was cliché to hear, but she was telling the truth. I needed to focus on myself first. She gave me a small packet of tissues and told me that she would handle Lisette. The fear about my family learning of this that had quickly appeared had vanished when she promised to keep me out of it as much as she could.
Everything will be fine now. You're a good student, so I'll let you off with a severe warning. Just don't get into any more fights, okay? Now, head to class.
I just noticed she has two different colored eyes. I don't know if that's the glare or if they did that on purpose. I don't know. It's weird. I just noticed that. I nodded before heading to class. Yeah. So, that's what happens if you try to fight Lisette. It's a pretty sick scene. Alright.
It'll be so funny.
This asshole.
Find your dead body instead.
Alright, so obviously we're not gonna fight. Should we try to wait? Should we see what happens? Maybe I should.
It'll be.
Let's save. Alright, let's see what happens when you wait. I can see Malix pull the trigger before bracing myself.
Oh, what the fuck?
This game gives you every opportunity to not be an idiot, but we're gonna be an idiot. I opened my eyes again to see Malix jamming his finger against the trigger, trying to shoot me to no avail.
Well, she either has the barrier spell on her, or you're losing your power.
Shut up! I'm not losing shit! This little brat must have that spell on her!
We know that we do. I felt a wave of relief run through my body. The other devils laughed at Malix, which made him angrier.
I said, shut up!
Alex suddenly moved his gun towards a nearby devil and pulled the trigger. I stared wide-eyed as the bullet from Alex's gun rammed itself into the neck of the devil boy. The welt spouted fire and blood, causing the devil to scream and flail in extreme pain before falling limp to the ground. As the body hit the floor, it began to almost deform and melt. Blood and black ash poured out of the wound in every opening that body had, causing the smell of death to quickly fill the room. I felt like gagging as the body eventually stopped moving. The body became like a deflated balloon, showing me the true nature of Malix's gun. It was now just a pile of blood and skin. The bullet had burnt up the muscle, bones, and any structure the body had given to its form. That could have been me. That could have been me.
Anyone else wanna laugh at me? Huh?
The devils around us shut their mouths, obeying the warning of the obvious master of the space. Malix growled before glaring at me.
As I was saying, it must be some holy magic or some shit like that.
The girl who had kidnapped me stepped up beside Malix, looking to me. Alex wrapped a strong arm around her waist and pulled her tight against the side before burying his face against her neck. Eris didn't react, but continued to stare at me as Alex ravaged her shoulder and neck in violent kisses. Eventually, Alex pulled away, licking his lips before looking at Eris's face.
Be a dear and get rid of her barrier. Now.
Without another word... Oh god, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Without another word, Eris walked around to me and out of my line of sight. As I turned my head to try and follow her, Alex raised his gun to my face once again, forcing me to stop moving.
I may not be able to shoot you yet, Brett, but there are other ways I can beat the living shit out of you.
He's got a point. Now we'll wait again. I didn't say a single word. I knew how to defend myself against anything he had to offer. I was slowly losing my fear of him, and it was oddly satisfying. All of a sudden, however, I felt the air escape me and rush behind me, sucked away from me by a mysterious force. It was like a large vacuum was pulling my soul out from my back. What was even worse is that I felt stuck in place as this was happening. I turned to my head to barely see Eris holding a red orb that was absorbing a white stream of air and possibly magic from my body. Eris kept her eyes to my back, but Alex grabbed my face and made me look back at him, smirking.
That barrier around you won't be protecting you much longer. Be patient, little human.
Before Alex pulled away, he slapped his hand against my cheek a couple of times. Not enough to force my head to turn, but enough to hurt and leave a powerful sting. I wanted to do something. I needed to. I was going to die if the barrier was removed. This is your last chance! If you wait again, you are going to die. So let's die. Let's do it. I stood there. That's all I could do. I waited for someone to save me. I waited for someone to stop Alex and Eris. Waiting was all I could do. Waiting was all I convinced myself I could do. Eventually I felt lighter and the air stopped moving around me. Eris had finished her job. I didn't feel so protected anymore. I felt fear consume me as Alex's smirk grew horrifyingly wide.
And that's it for you.
Alex quickly placed the barrel of the gun between my eyes once again and pulled the trigger. I didn't even get a chance to close my eyes. And there is the end, and that's it for you. Yeah. Case in point, don't wait. Call the demon's name. Don't be an idiot. Okay. So obviously we're gonna call for Sam. Almanis! Yeah! Let's not die this time, guys. All of a sudden, a bright purple light engulfed the room, causing the devils around me to cover themselves.
What the?
Gusts of wind rushed past me, almost forcing me back. I covered my face with my arms, bracing myself and standing my ground. I tried to peek through my arms to see what was going on, but the light continued to shine brightly. As the gusts slowly started to die, the light began to fade, revealing a very pissed off Sam. Cookie! She's like, why? Why would you do that, Gina? Because I'm mean. Sam.
Don't worry. I got you.
Gwen is here! Hi, Gwen, darling! I'm so happy to see you! At that moment, Sam didn't even give Alex a chance to breathe. As I blinked, I saw Sam's fist ram into Alex's cheek, sending the devil flying back against the wall of the warehouse we were in. Yeah, Sam's been waiting for this moment for a long time.
You motherfucker!
Sam was relentless. He quickly followed Alex through the wall and began slamming his fist in Alex's body. An imprint of Alex's body began to form into the wall as Alex was beaten in. The remaining devils stared, trying to figure out what to do. Help Alex or watch in silence. Eris comes over. I've done that before. With a blast of heat, Sam was forced back from Alex. Sam slid on the balls of his feet, covering his face from the burst of heat that forced him back. Alex, on the other hand, was practically on fire. His menacing eyes glared deadly daggers as Sam and Alex gripped his gun.
You're dead, Incubus!
Yeah. Try it. Alex pried himself from the wall and began to fire hot bullets at Sam. However, none of the shots made it to Sam's body. In the blink of an eye, Sam had disappeared from his spot and reappeared at Alex's side, ready to lay a heavy punch to Alex's head.
Too slow!
Alex, though, wasn't as slow as Sam thought. Alex quickly turned to shoot at Sam, who barely had the time to dodge it. That was his Pep's desire. She wanted to have Anderson named after her in Sam's room. But yeah, Sam's pet ability is super speed and strength. If you haven't picked that up. It quickly turned into a fight of Sam using his speed to dodge and... Blech. Wow! I can't function today! This is awful. Oh god, you guys. I'm having a day today. Oh my god, I'm way too tired. It quickly turned into a fight of Sam using his speed to dodge and try to hit Malix, and Malix using his gun and devil-like skills to try and lock onto Sam's appearing form. It was almost too fast to follow. Hold on one second. However, I could tell something inside Sam had changed. He wasn't holding anything back in this fight. It was as if something incredibly demonic had taken a hold of him and forced each punch he threw at each step he made. Was this the extent of demon power? I didn't have a chance to answer myself. As Sam tried to dodge Malik, Sam tripped and landed on one knee with a loud thump.
Gotcha, bitch!
I gasped in horror. Sam had no chance to dodge or run. I could only stare, petrified, as Malix charged forward and jammed the barrel of the gun into Sam's mouth. Yeah, there's some kind of graffiti back there that says
Eat hellfire, Incubus!
Then, at that moment, something in the air changed. The air instantly went from frantic to still energy. What could have been described as the tone as the color red quickly turned into a deadly mix of purple and green as everything began to blend together all at once. My eyes never strayed from Sam's face, however, even as it changed. His eyes began to glow a bright golden color as Sam began to bite down on the gun in his mouth. As the trigger was pulled, the gun snapped in two between Sam's teeth. Small fragments of the gun flew everywhere while the look on Malix's face went from confused to petrified. Before Malix could utter a single response, Sam let out a giant animalistic roar, sending waves of fear down my spine and tackled Malix to the ground. I stared as Sam began to slam punches into Malix's face, one right after another. Sam's skin began to morph and shift with each punch, changing from human to something else. Alright, and here's Damien putting his hands over our eyes.
Don't look.
Still hear Sam screaming and grunting with each punch he rammed into Malix's face, with the occasional cracking of bone and blood splatter echoing in the air. He doesn't really have too many fancy powers other than the strength and speed, so he literally will just pummel you into the ground. Maybe it was better that I wasn't able to save.
That's enough, Sam!
Almost instantly after James's command, the sound stopped. The only thing anyone could hear that was Sam's pants and grunts for air.
Malix is dead, and you've lost your glamour spell.
Yeah, Sam doesn't really have much control over himself, guys. It is pretty crazy.
Shut up.
Glamour
It's
spell.
a spell that makes us look human.
So we know what the glamour spell is.
Like demons.
We look like demons.
Well, not for much longer. Here. Let's go. You gotta regain your glamour spell and you're all out of energy. Come on.
Fine. Whatever.
He drinks it. Everything's returned to normal. The devils, including Eris, had fled. On top of Malix's body was a dirty sheet that was quickly turning red from blood. I could see that Malix's face was completely caved in, making a dip in the blanket. The boys, however, had gathered all around me. All of them, including Sam, looked like nothing had happened.
Let's just get you home, miss.
James wants
There's
to
nothing
leave.
more to see here.
I could only nod. What happened boggled my mind, why and how. I looked to Sam for some sign that I wasn't dreaming. Sam kept his eyes down and away from me. Yeah, Sam's a little embarrassed. Alright, this is when Sam please. Oh, this breaks again. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Finally, we can relax.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
Hold on.
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
Yeah, really, it's like there's nothing to see here, god damn it. Yeah, bed sounds good.
Should we be gone in the morning?
Yeah, the big question. They accept whatever I demanded. It was only fair, though, after all that had happened. Here we go. I looked to Sam, feeling my heart flutter in my chest. I didn't want him to leave, but would he ask to stay? I hoped that he would say no and ask me to stay longer. Yeah, nobody got pummeled to death. You know, it's fine. It's totally fine. As if he knew what I wanted, Sam moved and stepped to me, putting his hands in his pockets and looking down at the ground. He was still ashamed of what he had done, but he spoke to me regardless.
Hey, I kinda... I wanted to thank you for your energy and stuff. Well, I kinda want to stay here. Can we stay here? Please?
That please kills me every time. My heart skipped while a large blush ran across my cheeks. The boy stared at Sam wide-eyed, but didn't dare speak out. Sam stepped back to give me space, returning to where he was. I moved my gaze across each boy, trying to make a decision. If they left in the morning, blah, blah. Do we want them to go? Obviously, we're letting them stay. I wanted them to stay. I wanted him to stay. I merely smiled, staring at the man I had come to have feelings for before speaking at last. I would love it if you all could stay. Yes.
Oh!
Yes, going to sleep.
Sleep sounds
Yeah, man.
I watched a happy smile grow into Sam's lips. He shared my excitement, knowing that we would be together longer. Who knew how long we would stay together? All I cared about is that I would be with him. Sam is adorable when he's flustered. The others quickly left to finally rest, leaving me and Sam alone at last. My heart fluttered a bit as Sam walked closer to me, looking to his feet. He was nervous, but it was really cute to see him that way, so I didn't do anything but smile.
Hey, thanks for letting us stay.
You're welcome, Sam. I'm happy to have you stay here. I watched his smile brighten a bit before he cleared his throat and looked up at me with a serious face. I didn't know if it was the tiredness of my growing attachment to him, but I felt myself sway a bit on my feet. However, Sam's face made it clear that he wanted to say something else, making me forget that my bed was also calling for me.
Listen, about what happened at the warehouse.
No, it's fine. You did what you had to do. I understand. I had accepted everything that had happened and knew that Sam had to do what he had to do. He was real, and he was someone I didn't want to be without, even if that meant nodding against my curiosity. Besides, I was too tired to explore that memory further. Matthew is adorable. Sam nodded before holding out a hand to me.
Come on, let's get you to bed.
I nodded before Sam gently lifted me up in his arms like a bride and carried me to my room. I didn't want to leave his arms, blah, blah, blah.
Get some sleep, alright? I'll make some breakfast again for you in the morning.
I nodded with a tired smile before watching him slowly stand and leave my room, closing the door. A wave of happiness washed over me as I laid in bed. I made a good choice. We didn't get a chance to steal a kiss from him.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Oh, that doesn't happen yet. That's why. I'm getting ahead of myself. Guard Dog! Welcome to the Chu-Chu Club! Thank you so much for the follow! Chu-Chu Club, give Guard Dog a warm welcome. I want to see it. You guys know what to do. Damien is hot, Ladybug Queen, and his story is very unique compared to everyone else's. Which I think I'm probably going to do his last because of that. I think Matthew's will be next. Everything was peaceful. I was happy. And I'll leave this playing for the people who haven't seen this. Good job, Cookie!
You are an interesting creature.
Yeah, the game doesn't end there. This game is a pile of trolling, is what it is. Alright, so we're gonna skip through all this. We all know Diana. She's a bitch. She's crazy. Alright. But what we're gonna get to do now, because we're being a little bit of a sassy Anderson, we're gonna get to talk back to Diana in the schoolroom scene. So I'm very excited. It is not over, Cookie. It is a troll. Okay. Gwen goes, kidding. Gwen, you are hilarious. Alright, let's talk about Diana. Yeah, Diana's here. She's a bitch. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. What has the world come to? A group of demons protecting a human girl? I'll tell you right now, she's not that pretty. And from what I can tell, she's still a virgin.
My face grew red in complete anger and embarrassment. How dare she? Alright. Oh, hell no! I stepped up, gently pushing the boys away to be face to face with Diana. I was furious, and she was about to feel my wrath. You are in my house. You're an intruder. You have no power here.
Oh, really? Do I have to remind you of the power I have, dear?
With the snap of her fingers, my mind suddenly locked up and I felt blank. I could see the world around me, but I lost control of my body. The boys quickly reformed around me, with James gripping onto Diana's wrist in anger.
You will leave this instant.
Or what? You'll kill me? I completely dare you to.
Let me do it. I could use the workout.
Don't.
The boys looked at Damien while Diana smirked at my blank state. I wanted to fight this hole, but her power held me down.
And why not?
She wants us to kill her. If she dies, then civil war starts in the demon world.
Yeah.
Very good, sweetie.
What happens in the demon world doesn't concern us anymore. We live here now.
The demons will come to the human world and hunt us down before attacking each other.
The demons will come to the human world? All because of her?
You sneaky bitch.
With another snap at Diana's fingers, I was released from her hold, almost buckling to my knees.
Well, will you all change your minds? I assure you, it's for the greater good.
Okay, yeah, so they say no, go get fucked. Alright, she shows up.
The original story of The Little Mermaid.
Let's go
A
through this.
perfect example of biased opinion. Here we have a girl who thinks she can be with this prince, but this prince has to marry a princess. What would happen if the mermaid had her way? What makes the mermaid so important that the princess has to suffer the consequences?
It doesn't matter what happens to the princess. The rest of the class turned their heads to me. Naomi and Suzu looked at me with equally surprised looks. I kept my eyes to Diana. This is when we get to dig into her for this story bullshit she pulls. AKA Seduce Me to the Demon War. I don't even know what it's about. I mean, obviously it's about a demon war, but I'm curious to see what the story's gonna be about. If I was the mermaid, I wasn't gonna let the princess take my prince away. Diana stared at me before smiling and turning her body to fully face me.
Oh? And why does it not matter?
The story isn't about the princess. The story is about the mermaid and the prince.
Ah, but that is exactly my point. While the story talks about the mermaid and the prince's romance, we don't see the problems of the kingdom the prince rules. While we are all fixated with this love story, we ignore the fact the kingdom would fall apart without the marriage between the prince and princess.
I'm skipping some of the makeout scene, Cookie, because it's stuff we've already seen before. It's very copy paste between all of them, unfortunately, save for a couple of screens. She kept her eyes to me as she spoke. I knew she wanted to make her words stick in my mind, but I didn't listen. It was one thing to be a fictional story. It was another to try and ruin someone's life for selfishness. Also, I don't want to push Twitch's terms of service too far. Diana chuckled and looked back to the class.
Well, luckily in the real story of the Little Mermaid, the mermaid knows that what she was doing was wrong, and she threw herself into the ocean, turning into sea foam.
Truth. Some of the students that surrounded me mumbled in surprise, obviously not knowing the real story. However, Diana was wrong once again. That's not true. Once again, the class looked at me and Diana faced me with another smile.
Not true? How so?
The trade-off for becoming human was marrying the prince or turning into sea foam. However, she was also given the choice to kill the prince and turn back into a mermaid. The mermaid didn't because she loved him and sacrificed herself for that love. That is a story worth telling. Not some princess getting her way, but of a tragedy that had befallen on a girl who had only wanted love. The class applauded me, with Suzu giving me her usual punch to my shoulder and Naomi smiling at my logic. Diana, however, finally grew an almost angered face at me.
Interesting. So what you are saying is that the princess should be given no mind.
The story is not about the princess. The story is about the mermaid, and the mermaid should have gotten their prince.
Even at the risk of a kingdom falling apart?
Even if the entire world fell apart around them. Duty does not overrule love, and the princess needs to realize this. The applause that followed, that intensified with whoops and hollers. I felt a wave of confidence roll through my body. Diana wasn't going to win. I wasn't going to let her. Diana then stopped. Here we go, yeah. This is her closing down school because she's crazy. Sam.
Sam? Who is... Ah,
one of the boys.
One of the boys. Why don't you tell me which boy is Sam?
I felt myself not in compliance. The third.
Really? The brute? With you?
Yep.
Alright then. Well, if it's the brute you're infatuated with, you should really rethink your romantic options.
Yeah, blah 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 blah, screw you. Alright, so here's the backstory, the Demon Kingdom, and all their magnificent horns. Him as...
Oh, you're awake. How do you feel?
Better. Fine. Let's go with fine. Sam nodded before looking down at the bed, leaning over to stare at the blanket.
I'm such an idiot. If I was stronger, you wouldn't be like this.
Sam, it's not your fault.
No, it's my fault. It's our fault. Look at you. You're in bed again, after us using our powers again, and you're a target again because of us. We never should have come.
I quickly reached over and put my fingers on his lips, stopping him from going any further. I didn't want to hear anymore. Sam, it's okay. I wanted to help you out. I offered to let you stay. Nothing is your fault. Yeah, same stuff we've done before. Sam looked at me, defeated by my hand, before he closed his eyes and let out a sigh. However, I grew curious. So Sam, you're a noble? Sam opened his eyes to look at me. He didn't seem angry, but he had a coldness in his voice as he spoke.
I was a noble. I'm not a noble anymore.
Yeah, let's learn a little bit about Sam's story. Not anymore.
I was the third son of the Demon Lord. My brothers and I lived together in the castle as nobility. But since James was the oldest, James became royalty and was heir to the throne. The whole situation became one gigantic, boring mess. So we all grouped together and left to come here. Once that happened, we surely lost the chance to ever get forgiveness.
Their home life sounds like it sucked anyway. Well, what was it like while you were there?
Like I said, one gigantic, boring mess. Eric, Matthew, and I were as replacements in case James fucked up. Since Eric was before me and since my dad was a dickbag, I wasn't ever likely to get the throne. So I spent my days lazying about and not giving two shits about anything. Not even my mom could control me.
Your mom?
Yeah, She's not like my asshole of a dad. She was actually caring and kind, but was a pushover.
Sam let out a small laugh. I could tell he was getting nostalgic.
She always thought I could be more than I was, but my dad definitely made sure I knew my place. In response, I became the rebel son, hanging out with the commoner demons and such just to piss my dad off. I swear, I'm surprised he didn't kill me out of shame.
That's horrible. Hashtag one gigantic mess. Sam stared at me as if I'd slapped him. Then he sighed and ruffled my hair a bit.
Don't even worry about it. You need rest. You don't need to know about the demon world.
But I want to know more about you. Sam stared at me once again as if I'd slapped him. I couldn't tell whether I was pissing him off or intriguing him. He let his hand that was ruffling my hair fall down the strands of my hair, stopping at my cheek to cradle it. For a strong man, Sam knew how to be soft. Sam let out a sigh before unlinking his dog tag from his neck and putting it around mine.
I'm warning you, my past is boring.
Sam wrapped his fingers gently around the dog tag, and I watched as green mist began to surround his hand and the dog tag. The green aura wrapped around the necklace until it snaked around my head, and before I knew it, I was surrounded in a green light. When the light had subsided, I was back in the main hall of the demon castle. I looked around, feeling unable to move, but I could practically see everything as clear as I had before.
Bring that back!
My head shot towards a sudden exclamation where I saw Sam rush into the hall with quite a large basket of bread.
No chance in hell, creepo!
Sam then did what I only ever saw at TV shows and movies. He stomped his foot on the ground, causing a large boulder to burst out from it before he kicked it towards the entrance he'd come from. Badass! I could only stare as the boulder didn't demolish the door it was flying towards, but simply skidded to a stop, blocking the entrance.
That was easy.
Sam then turned into the hall, looking around as he walked towards the throne. He took a small roll of blood and stuffed it into his mouth, only able to cover half of it as he stared at the scene. I was surprised. Why did Sam steal bread? Why would he steal bread? He was a rebel, yes, but he was a noble. He wouldn't get in trouble for taking food, but he had a basket of bread. Sam chewed and swallowed the bread he started consuming inside.
Fucking asshole piece of shit parent.
At least you have your folks.
I turned to see another demon step out from behind a pillar towards Sam. Sam smirked at him and tossed him the basket of bread.
Think that's enough for you and your brother?
More than enough. This means a lot, man.
Yeah, so to piss his family off, he's been doing nice things for the common rabble. Because Sam is good-hearted, but also a very rebellious person. So, you know, this kind of fulfills both of those check marks for him. I love Sam. He's great.
Don't mention it, Gaku.
Gaku smiled and held out a hand to Sam, who took it and shook it.
We owe you for this.
You don't owe me jack shit. Now get going before you get caught.
Gaku nodded. However, Gaku quickly got out a dog tag from his trench coat and held it out for Sam. Sam stared at it before reaching out and taking it.
What is this?
Yes, hashtag Samdare.
A gift. A human world trinket. I know you and your brothers have been interested in it. Maybe this might bring you closer to it.
Sam stared before looking down at the gift. It was glimmering silver, almost entrancing Sam's gaze. As Sam looked back up, Gaku lifted off the ground and flew out an open window into the almost sickly purple sky.
The human world.
Sam looked back down at the trinket before wrapping it with green magic.
Like I can get any closer.
Sam tossed the trinket in the air, letting it vanish into an unknown oblivion. I smiled a bit at the sight, knowing the future of that point. What surprised me was a green orb slowly floated towards Sam, wrapped in a purple-like aura. Sam didn't even turn around, but spoke as if he knew.
What do you want, Mom?
Mom? How is that orb his mother? The orb simply floated in place as Sam turned to it with an almost angry glare.
Yes, I stole that bread and gave it to the commoner, all right? Don't judge me.
Once again, Sam was not responded to, at least not from what I heard. Sam clicked his teeth and crossed his arms, peeved.
Yeah, whatever.
The orb then floated over to Sam and lightly brushed his cheek before flying off, disappearing into the air. Sam sighed, rolling his shoulders.
I need to get out of here.
Sam looked like he had a lot on his mind, but his closed mouth wouldn't let him express it. However, none could question his irritation. So yeah, there's some more info about Sam, you guys. He's actually a pretty cool dude. Eventually, Sam stopped the magic, taking the dog tag off of me and holding it in his hands before looking at me.
What did I tell you? Boring.
You helped that demon get food.
I was a rebel breaking rules. We're not supposed to care for common demons. We're supposed to let them die out if they don't have the ability to take care of themselves.
Sam gritted his teeth and let out an aggravated sigh.
Whatever. I'm not there anymore. I'm here.
Sam.
Look, I'm sorry.
I stared, my mind going blank. What was he apologizing for? Sam stared down at the blankets again.
You've done a lot for me and my brothers. Sheltering us, letting us continue to live here. It may not seem like much, but for us, it means everything. Especially after everything that's happened to you with that hellspawn Malix and Diana being crazy. I don't think we'll ever be able to repay you for what you've done.
I watched this in helpless silence as Sam lifted his head, his eyes almost full of hopelessness.
Thank you.
Sam lowered his head gently, almost as if I was fragile. Oh my god, guys, I can't speak today. Cookie. Sam lowered his head and gently, almost as if I was fragile, placed his hand over my hand. I couldn't help but feel my heart squeeze within my chest at the sight. He truly cared. Sam let out a small sigh before looking at me, removing his hand from mine.
Now get some sleep. You still need rest. We'll wake you up when dinner is done.
Sam gently pressed me back down onto the bed, resolved in what had happened. Where's stealing a kiss? I couldn't let him leave without doing something. I quickly pulled Sam down to me, lifted my head, and gently kissed him, softly laying a hand on his cheek to keep his face close. Sam stared in deep surprise before hesitantly kissing me back, caressing my cheek and slightly melting at the touch of our lips. A soft sigh escaped his lips before he slowly pulled away with a smile. He gently licked his lips, making me go red in the face at the simple gesture. He let out a satisfied sigh before running a hand through my hair.
Sleep, doofus.
He calls her a doofus. Alrighty. Oh. Alright, I forgot. This is when we find Diana hanging out with Sam. My heart stopped. Diana was with Sam. My mind flew into slow motion, playing fake images of Diana trying to seduce Sam in my head to further fan the angry flame inside of me. It's the second to last scene. We all know what happens in the final scene, you guys. I mean, come on. I instinctively followed Sam's voice. I was approaching the grand lobby. I hid myself behind the corner of the hall, peeking into the space and down at the scene. I peeked inside to see Sam by the foot of the stairs with Diana sitting on the railing, looking to him.
My, such a brute. Didn't your mother teach you how to treat a woman?
She isn't here, and frankly, you shouldn't be either. You must be crazy. You're bluffing.
How about...
Here we go. What was Diana going on about? More than just an incubus? She was insane.
Like you got anything I care about.
How about becoming the next demon lord?
Yeah, she keeps offering this to all these guys in this scene. She doesn't care which one of them she marries. I froze. What did she mean? Becoming the next demon lord? The boys weren't in the demon world anymore. They had no claim to the throne anymore. Sam stared at Diana, which made me worry.
You're bluffing.
Well, currently, I'm the contracted bride to the heir to the throne. Since the throne is open, it's available to any son of the Demon Lord's line. Think about it. You'll gain the throne, the land, and a bride to continue your lineage with. Doesn't that sound like a perfect life for an incubus like you?
I could feel myself gripping my fist tightly in anger. How dare this girl try to convince Sam to return to the demon world? He ran away from it. He didn't have to go back. He shouldn't go back. You guys. My mind began to wander, imagining him saying yes. He would leave the brothers and would follow... Oh, the brothers would follow... Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, I'm so glad you joined this afternoon, Guard Dog, because I'm making a mess of being a Twitch streamer. I don't know what's going on anymore. He would leave and the brothers would try to follow to bring him back. They'd be trapped because Diana would make sure they never could leave. Sam would be the new demon lord, and with Diana as his queen, I'd lose him.
You must be crazier than I thought.
Yeah.
What?
I felt surprise run down my body again. Did I hear Sam correctly? He denied her?
You dare deny?
All of a sudden, Sam's body disappeared as well as Diana's. I blinked and saw Sam grip Diana by the neck, pinning her body to the wall near the dining room archway. Her feet couldn't even touch the floor, and I felt myself unconsciously rub my neck at the sight.
For once in your life, shut your fucking mouth!
Oh, guard dog, thank you. It's very sweet of you to say. I'm messing everything up today. I could see Sam's muscles tense and flex at holding Diana, waiting to tense even harder to snap her neck.
You do not scare me. I could bring you to your knees and make you beg to return with me on a chain leash.
Then do it! I want to see you try to chain me.
Sam glared at Diana almost as if in fear of him. I expected her to actually do it. However, after a small breath of a moment, Sam smirked.
Called it.
Sam then released Diana, letting her body fall to the floor. Diana gripped her neck, coughing for air as Sam stepped back, glaring at her.
You're out of power. You've been running without recharging, and now you're on your last life.
Shut up!
Diana glared and stood up, flipping her hair back to its almost unnaturally sexy style.
What's stopping me from taking your little human's energy?
You go anywhere near her again, and I will rip you apart.
Yeah.
The human girl? You must be joking. A human like her can't possibly provide you what you need. She's a human. You're a demon.
Chains, this is getting kinky. Well, I mean, maybe if Diana had her way, but Sam's clearly not interested. I felt the urge to storm in and shut her mouth. It would give away my position, but I was growing extremely tired of Diana. And we all know what we get to do now. We get to barge in and set her straight. I decided to be assertive and quickly step into the room, rushing down the steps to be in front of Sam. Diana had Sam looked at me in surprise as I glared daggers at Diana. 50 Shades of Kinky. Get out.
Well, well, little human. You're awfully nosy in business that doesn't concern you.
It does concern me.
Does it? I don't think a human would understand the importance of this affair.
You're asking him to leave to be someone he doesn't want to be. That's not going to happen.
Oh? And what makes you so sure about that?
I love him. That face, though. Diana stared in shock at my exclamation. Was it not what she expected? I didn't care what she expected. I wasn't going to lose the man I had grown to love.
You love him?
Yes, I love him. Diana's lips twitched, the edges curling into an amused smirk as she stared at me.
So what? A human's love isn't enough to understand the situation. A demon can never reciprocate human feeling.
To both of our surprises, however, Sam stepped forward and put an arm around me, pulling me close to his body.
I love her.
I saw the confidence Diana had shatter in her eyes as she stared at Sam and his words. I could see the struggle in her face to try and find some weakness in Sam, in me, anything.
A demon love a human? Impossible.
Are you deaf? I said I love her. You don't have the brains to understand what love is. It's not just a human emotion. Demons like us can feel it too. You just have your head so far up your ass that you refuse to see it. Just like how you refuse to see that you've lost.
Oh, shit! Diana took a step back, physically feeling the sting of Sam's words in her chest. She'd lost. I could see it in her eyes. Diana's eyes grew dull as she glared at me and Sam. It seemed almost uncharacteristic of her, yet in something I wasn't surprised to see come from her face.
Very well. Fine. Valet.
And with that, Diana faded into the ground into a purple pentagram, crossing her arms and looking almost upset. Sam and I were then left alone, left to the silence of the room. I finally let out the air I was unconsciously holding in my chest, relaxing from the ordeal. Sam stepped to me and held me gently, surprising me.
You all right?
I nodded in response, unable to speak so immediately after being surprised. Sam let out a sigh, relaxing into the embrace. I gently placed my hands around him, returning the embrace slightly. Yeah, he serves her pretty damn good. I could hear Sam's heartbeat. He held me close in his arms and I felt safe beyond words. Thank you for defending me.
There's no way I'd let her hurt the one I love.
I looked up at Sam, surprised at what he said. Sam blushed, moving a strand of hair from my face to look down at me.
I'm an asshole, yeah. Do I deserve to like you? No. I don't deserve to be holding you now. But I love you, okay? I love you.
He is such a little dork. I stared wide-eyed, blushing like a maniac. Was this real? No way. This couldn't be real. Was Sam confessing to me? Confessing his love for me? Okay. We'll try to go through this again. This is also a little cookie cutter. Sam gently caressed my cheek, staring into my eyes with a loving, almost hopeful expression. The warmth of his hand invited me to nuzzle into it, and I closed my eyes. This wasn't a dream. My heart was pounding to the point where I was sure Sam could hear it. Sam gently leaned in, closing his eyes. He stopped, however, remaining just a mere torturous inch away from my lips. He wanted me to show my feelings for him. He left himself open for me to kiss him or leave him empty. The power I had was unbelievable. Obviously, we're kissing him. I loved him and wanted to give him exactly what he wanted. I gently leaned in, letting my lips finally touch his gingerly. It's an interesting turn of word. I like it. Sam let out almost a surprised gasp against my lips before wrapping both of his arms around my waist, pulling me close to him. I moved my arms up around his neck, feeling the kiss between us deepen to a heated height. My chest was pounding, making me feel and see fireworks in my mind. Sam was everything I desired. He was the man I wanted, demon or not. It was all so supernatural to fall in love with someone so quickly. Maybe it was the maybe it was the magic I was thrown into, or maybe it was Cupid playing with my heart. Either way, I found myself melting at the thought of him being with me. I found myself combing my fingers through Sam's hair, making the man holding me softly tremble at my touch. He gently nibbled on my lower lip, asking me to deepen the kiss between us even further. I easily teased him before finally opening my mouth slightly for him. His tongue gently danced with mine as one of his hands slid up my back and cradled my head. He gently leaned my body back, making me cling to him as the heat of our kiss rose higher and higher. Gardog is sweating. Oh, it's about to get worse. Gently, though, Sam slowed the kiss down and pulled away, staring down at me. His eyes burned for me, wanting me to melt and buckle in his arms. I could feel myself melt already. This is the same thing. Are you?
No,
I stared wide-eyed, feeling a blush on my cheeks grow. He didn't say anything more, but I knew what words he would have followed if he continued. He wanted me. I was stunned. Was I that appealing to him? Was his passion really that deep for me? Yeah, it is. Sam nuzzled my forehead, losing the blush and finally being able to speak.
If you don't want to, we don't have to. I mean, it's up to you.
I could feel my mind go numb and purr at the idea. A moment with an incubus. He was a demon of sex, the purest form of lust and desire. My world would rock, and I would enjoy every second of it. At the same time, I was indeed inexperienced. Diana wasn't wrong when she claimed me to be innocent. Did I want to give that innocence to him, especially this early? It's your choice! Seduce me! Gwen! Guard dog fainted. Okay, kids. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Come on. I couldn't believe that those two words came out of my mouth. It made the most sense to tell him yes. I needed him. I wanted him. Those two words made something in him finally break. Sam quickly wrapped his arms around me, and all of a sudden I felt wind breeze past me as the world zipped by. I gripped to Sam despite it only lasting a mere second. When the world relaxed, I was in my bedroom on my bed with Sam above me. He was red in the face, but he had a look of determination that was quickly fading. I stared at Sam quickly and realized what he was doing. He sat up, growing even more red in the face. I giggled before sitting up and caressing his cheek with a knowing smile. He must have been nervous. I was too, but I wanted this to happen. I wanted to see him and give myself to him. I gently guided his head to me, kissing him slowly and bringing him back into the mood. It was okay to be nervous. We'd work through this together. Sam let his vest slide down his arms and toss it to the side before cradling my head in his hands and kissing me deeply. I felt the heat rise in my body, making me undo the tie underneath my collar and release the buttons on my own shirt. Quickly, I removed my shirt and vest, making Sam stop kissing me and stare in slight surprise. I was simply in a bra, but I could feel a blush invade my cheeks. My shy side began to fester in my mind. Did I really want this? To undress before a demon? No, this was the man I loved, and yet I felt my innocence drape over me in almost shame. Yes, it is that music. We're not going into detail here, kids. Just take a deep breath. As if he knew, Sam gently caressed my cheek, smiling before removing his own shirt and revealing his chest. We've already seen that before, though. Okay, I think we can go through the scene. I think the CG is okay to keep up. Sam gently held me in his arms, constantly looking at me to make sure I was okay. It warmed my heart to see him being concerned, but I knew that our heat needed to be fulfilled. Sam pulled me close, knowing I was still shy, and began to kiss my lips over and over. Each kiss was his promise to keep me safe, keep me comfortable, love me. I kept my arms wrapped around Sam, taking each kiss he gave me, and giving him my own kisses in return. I didn't know if this was the fact that we were both top nude, or maybe I just craved his touch, but I didn't want to let him go. However, as he held me, I could slightly feel the shiver of his hands. Was I his first? Interesting thought, being that they're incubi, but... Car dog. OMG, are they gonna make babies? Not on screen, they're not. He wasn't going to tell me. He wanted me to enjoy this moment, but was afraid of screwing up. His shivering hand showed me his emotions perfectly. As he laid me down and knelt over me, Sam smiled and finally embraced me as we both desired. The pleasure between us would be heavenly, and we'd go through it together. I closed my eyes and gave myself to Sam. That's it, guys. That's as far as it goes. Let's take a deep breath. My mind, my body, my mind, and my soul, it all belonged to him as he held me. His body, his mind, his soul, it all belonged to me as I gave into his embrace. His kisses and fingers over my skin were forever engraved themselves into my memories. Our passion rose to incredible heights. Our breaths and moans to each other equally sounded and echoed like a blissful chant we never wished to end. We kept moving, loving, feeling every inch of our bodies until we'd had enough and I was enveloped in his embrace. Skin to skin, heartbeats matching, we held each other in the glow of the aftermath. I nuzzled my head under Sam's chin as he held me close.
I love you.
Oh, let's go through that again. Shh.
I love you.
Guard dog just had a heart attack. I love you too. Okay, so this is the same stuff again. Diana comes. She's offering us like power and wealth and men and women and all this shit. No, we're not taking her up on it. She must have been crazier than I thought. I glared. Absolutely not. Yeah, she makes out with us to try and take our energy. We will not regret staying with Sam and not taking her up on her offer. Alrighty. So here's the after story of her and Sam. The rest of the story can almost be passed over. With Diana gone, my life returned to normal with school and my friends not remembering what had happened. Oh god. It was as if magic had never appeared in my world. One thing was for certain, however. Sam loved me and I loved him just as much. We'd promised our lives to each other and nothing was going to take that away from us, not even time itself. Our love was so powerful, it was practically overwhelming me with joy every time I found him holding me close every morning. To think, a demon in love with a human like me. It was unthinkable, unbelievable. It was practically impossible. But it was true. The other boys decided to leave of their own accord. They knew that my future would only need Sam at my side, so they each decided to start their own lives in the human world. Sam understood perfectly, wishing his brothers the best. Besides, Sam had someone new to care for now. His brothers didn't need to worry about him now that he was caring for me. I felt bad as well, being closer to Sam than the others, but they reassured me that I was okay and that they would remain nearby should I ever need them. I was happy for that. They made me promise, however, that I would love Sam for as long as we lived. That promise was instantly given. But what of my future? Well, it was kind of made for me. Before I graduated, James decided to step into the light of the Anderson Toy Company, and with the help of his demon powers and leadership charisma, he managed to influence them to not only the entire board, but my father as well, into letting him run for CEO. So yeah, this is the same thing as before. James becomes the CEO of the Anderson Toy Company. He made it grand and possibly huge, and Grandpa would be happy. She got to decide her own future. Sam reassured me that he would support me and help me through whatever I decided to do. I was grateful and would never forget that promise. Oh, re-alphabeting here? Oh my gosh. I was happy and nothing could shake me down from that happiness. One afternoon, a good couple of years after the boys and I had met, I had a moment to myself, so I wandered my house and took in all that had happened as if it was all a dream. The demons, the devils, the magic, it was all surreal to believe. It almost frightened me to think that it could have all been a dream. But the warm feeling in my heart reminded me that it was all real. The demons, the magic, the love I had, all real. I smiled as I held my hands to my chest, relishing in the feelings dancing within my soul. I let out a happy sigh before looking up and seeing where I had wandered to. I realized that I was standing in the hallway near my bedroom. I guess I didn't wander far.
Jeez, how the hell did I end up here?
I stopped the sound of Sam's voice. It sounded distant, yet he was clear as day. I looked around to land my sights on an open window. He must have been on the roof again. Yeah, the roof thing is a thing with him. I tiptoed over and listened further, wanting to know what he meant.
It's been years and I still can't believe I'm here. To think I wanted to leave in the first place. I'm such an idiot.
I smiled. I quickly remembered when we first met. It was my first kiss, after all.
And I, of course, had the worst first impression ever. Why the hell did I do that?
I stifled my giggles. He was thinking of the kiss, too. It was adorable to hear him reminiscing and mentally slapping himself.
Meh. I guess I can't take back the past. I can only make sure she gets what she deserves from now on.
Huh? I didn't understand. He already gave me everything I wanted. He was practically mine already. What more could he give me?
Alright, Sam. No more fuck-ups. I'll call up James and learn how to be a proper man. I need to be strong enough to support her no matter what comes our way.
I could not believe what I was hearing. Sam was willing to change for me? I felt both honored and guilty. I didn't want him to change. I loved him for him, no one else. I quickly went to the window and stepped up to grab the rooftop. Thank God I had upper body strength. My sudden hand placement scared Sam.
What the?
Help me up, Sam! Sam looked down at me in surprise before grabbing my arms and lifting me up to the roof with him. However, I landed once again in his lap with his arms around me.
What the hell are you doing? And how long were you there?
Shelties! Guys, Shelties is here. The party can start! Long enough to hear everything, Sam. I don't want you to change. Sam stared, looking lost as to what to say at my words, so I caressed his cheek with a smile. It was true, though. He had his faults, sure, but who didn't? I enjoyed his company and adored every part of his personality. Sam gently moved his hand and buried his face in my palm, closing his eyes and absorbing what I had said. He gently opened his eyes partially, staring past my hand.
You do realize that I'm a brute, right? That was my nickname in the Abyssal Plains. I'm a brute. A monster. I'm not what someone can really want.
That is not true, Sam. And Shelties, besides being the worst streamer ever, am doing perfectly okay. What am I gonna do next? I could do more Seduce Me tonight. I could do maybe Matthew's Route. Or I could play a different game. I don't know. Rogue Legacy is on sale for a pretty nice price today. But Matthew's Route will be next. Sam finally looked at me, a look of hopelessness in his eyes. You're what I want. You're not a brute and you're not a monster. I gently guided Sam's face down with my hand and kissed him softly, reminding him of my touch and reaffirming my words. He stared at me as if his greatest wish had come true. I fought back a giggle at the sight. Sam gently pulled me to him, hugging me to his chest. I nuzzled into Sam's chest, hearing his gentle heartbeat and memorizing its tempo.
You've chained the monster deep inside.
That's the song.
And sinful body of mine.
That's the song. That's the cell phone song that she has. I believe his voice actor sings it too. You know that song? Sam chuckled softly, the sound of his laughter sending happy waves down my spine. Sam smiled down at me and kissed the top of my head.
It's your ringtone, doofus. I've practically memorized it.
I smiled and giggled up at Sam. It was adorable to see him like this. I then felt bold and straightened up to tower Sam a little.
Hey, what are you...
I simply smiled before kissing Sam's forehead, then very gently over his eyelids. I love you, Sam. Sam held me and closed his eyes. I could tell he didn't want to let me go.
I love you too.
I didn't want to wake up if this was indeed a dream. I felt as light as a feather, not wanting to ever let go of this man in my arms. There were no words that could describe the emotions within me. I felt joy, happiness, ecstatic, high, all at once. Here I was, holding the man I would be with forever until under the beautiful orange sky on the roof of my mansion. I'd gained the heart of a demon. No, of the man I loved. I vowed to cherish him and love him for the remainder of my days and beyond. Could a demon love a human forever? I knew Sam would. And that was my happily ever after. And that is the best end for him, Sam's acceptance. New password unlock. Yeah, same password we unlock every time. Yeah, that his ending scene, she's really cute. Okay. So yeah, I think Matthews is gonna be the next one that I do, but that's it for Sam's route. I had the worst ever. I keep yawning. Also, I mentioned this before. But here is the interesting thing about Sam's story. There is no Shelties. Matthews is gonna be next. I'm probably gonna do it tonight, maybe. Who did I do first? I did James's first. You could go onto my YouTube channel. Let me do the. I also redid my bots list of following stuff, and I put the link to the Steam community that Shelties made. So join the Steam community if you guys have Steam. We have an official Steam community. But anyway, what's interesting about Sam's story is there's actually an after game. There's actually a second little mini game, an after story that the creator of Seduce Me made about surrounding Sam. For a really huge Sam fan that she had when the game first came out. So after we're done playing through Seduce Me, I'm probably going to do that. I don't remember it taking more than like 10 or 20 minutes. It's a very short little story, but it is really sweet. And if you are a fan of Sam, oh my gosh. I saw Freggy's message, Shelties. Cookie, I have to actually update the regulars list. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with the regulars list. I don't know. I have to look through all the bot stuff. Can we watch it now? I don't have it downloaded is the problem. I have to find it and I have to install it. So I don't think that I can really do that at the moment. Let's see. I'm trying to think how I can pull this off. If you guys are... I'm really short on time today. I have stuff I need to do around the house that I was going to do before the 7 p.m. stream tonight. I'm trying to think, how can I rearrange my schedule to make this happen? If I do it now... if you guys want to give me a little bit of time, I have to go throw my laundry in, and I have to find the game and download it and install it. So if you guys want to hang around for a little while, I could try and do that. I'll turn off the stream for the moment. And then I'll go throw my stuff in the laundry. I gotta find this thing and download it and install it. But if you guys don't mind waiting around, I could try and knock it out now. But after that, I have to go because I have other stuff that I need to do before the 7 p.m. stream tonight. Alrighty, so stick around for just a little bit. I'm gonna end the stream here, which will end the video on YouTube, and I'll be right back in just a second. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching.